So here's a solution that I came up for my drinkable water needs. This is the Reliance Aqua-Tainer with 7 gallons each in it. I have myself, my wife, dog, and 2 cats, so figured that the animals count as one person. I have 49 gallons here at 1 gallon per person per day. That works out to be about 16 days of drinkable water just right here. I cleared out that corner and I put these wire racks in there, and it holds the water quite nicely. They have been strong enough to hold the weight of it, and they haven't done any damage to the containers, and they haven't buckled or broke any amount. The containers themselves is the Reliance brand Aqua-Tainer. Each container contains 7 gallons of water. I treated those 7 gallons of water with a little bit of bleach. The first time I did this, I didn't use any bleach in there, and when I opened up to inspect it a couple months later, on I believe 2 of the containers, I had a little bit of black, it looked like algae, maybe it was mold, but it was gross and I didn't want to drink it. So I had to dump all that water and I had to start fresh with that one. Since putting in the teaspoons of bleach, I've had no problem with any kind of black anything growing inside of there, and the water has tasted perfectly fine when I pull it out. It has a slight bleachy smell, but not terribly overpowering, nothing more than what I have in my tap water. In the corner we also see a little bit of some bottled water. That's just nice to have, grab and go, but the larger containers is what I primarily use for drinking water for an emergency. In order to make sure I have fresh water at all times, I have to rotate them. That's where we see the numbers on there. They are marked 1 through 7, and I'm constantly rotating them. We also see on the side of 1, I have a piece of masking tape with the date on there. That is the date of fill up. So that way I know when exactly each one was filled up, so I can tell how long the water's been sitting there for. Typically, I'll rotate this water by giving it to our animals. I'll use it in my coffee maker. I will use it in some kind of pre-mixed drink, such as a protein shake or a pre-workout. Something with a little bit of flavor, so if any of that bleach does taste through, you wind up getting it covered up by any kind of flavor. Just to show it a little bit better, here's just the front view of the ready to go container. We see the number 2 in the top corner. We see I last filled this up on April 20th of 22, so it's about a year and 4 months old at this point. I heard of some leaking issues with these spigots, so I put a black O-ring on there, and that allows me to adjust the nozzle so it's exactly aimed downwards each time, as well as prevent any leaks that could be occurring. Number 2 is actually empty and needs to be refilled up, so we see next in line is number 3. So I'm going to slide that over and get it ready to be used. We see it conveniently fits through the gap on the wire rack, so I just slide it on through to get it started. So this is the only pain about the process, is in order to get number 2 back in that bottom position, I had to remove the bottom containers so to make room to fit number 2 in place, but across the top now we have 4 in the ready position with 5 and 6 right behind it. The easiest way I found to fill it up is just put the Aqua-Tainer on the floor, take a pitcher, fill it up, and slowly pour it on in. Takes a while, and since it's only a half-gallon pitcher, I have to do that 14 times. I have found if I'm curious at the water level on the inside, I'll just take my flashlight, shine on the inside, and you see it's right about the bottom of the 2 line there. Just helps me kind of estimate how many more gallons I need to put in, because it's a little hard to see looking down the top sometimes. So all this here is just filtered water from my tap. Nothing special about it. It's just charcoal filtered, regular city water. Not reverse osmosis or anything like that. It probably would work better if you would do that. I thought about taking a hose from the output on my refrigerator and maybe making something I can just hold that down to fill it up a little quicker, but this works every bit as fast as I need it to be. Research says that if it's clear water, you need 8 drops of bleach to 1 gallon of water, or 1/8 of a teaspoon. Since I have 7 gallons there, and I usually like to go on the side of caution, I put a full teaspoon in, which would also be 64 drops. Alright. Here's my measured out bleach, right down the middle, quick swirl. Now it's ready for the new date and the cap to go on top. I always try to inspect the other nozzle as well. This one here had a little bit of damage up on the label, so I'll wind up replacing that with a little bit of masking tape. Otherwise, doesn't look bad. So there it is, just a little bit of masking tape to cover up the hole. It's really just to kind of keep any dust or anything that could have fallen into there out of the nozzle, so it's nice and clean next time I go to use it. I will typically reuse the same spigot from bottle to bottle. That way this one's all set up and ready to go. The other ones have the spigot up on the inside. It's the same thread all the way through. But I do like to take the one when I'm refilling and give it a quick inspection. If we take the top here, we can actually rotate it completely off. And then we just kind of give it a good look inside. Make sure there's nothing growing, no damage, nothing wrong with it. Assuming everything looks good, we just reassemble it together. Make sure it's in the closed position. And now we're going to go install it on the next bottle. So there we have it. Everything is in place, it's rotated and ready to go. I have my new water, has the spigot on there. It has the date of June 1st of 22, a year and 2 months old water that I'll be drinking out of number 3. I think I've rotated these maybe 3 times around already. So far they've been good. One complaint I've heard about the Aqua-Tainer is that they're a little bit translucent, as you saw from when I was trying to show off how much material was inside or how much water was inside. These are in a closet that has the door closed, the light off, and have had no issues with it once I started putting the bleach in there. So if you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Tell me what you use for your water storage solutions, as well as anything I could change here to make it better. All the links to the products that I have here are in the description below. Have a good day.